The Bishop, Moe McCoy, collaboration. Yeah, let's go. Make money and keep it running. Stack high, never see it coming. Life's fast, gotta keep it gunning. No breaks, no time for nothing. Make money and keep it running. Gym suits me, I keep it stunting. Every bag I turn into something. Make money and keep it running. Ain't from the bottom, had to hustle in the rain. Every dollar that I touch, I invested in the game. Never stop moving, can't get stuck in one lane. City lights flashing while I'm dodging all this pain. Watch the snakes in the grass when the money start to grow. Friends turn foes when the bankroll show. When you keep your circle tight, your vision stays strong. Cause the grind don't stop, keeps going on and on. Make money and keep it running. Stack high, never see it coming. Life's fast, gotta keep it gunning. No breaks, no time for nothing. Make money and keep it running. Gym suits me, I keep it stunting. Every bag I turn into something. Make money and keep it running.
Home. That's it.
I call it home. It's a magic bubble, if you will, in a good way, of good people. If you cross through, I think you connect with people in a different way. And I've been able to do that through music, in the music industry, and the people that I met, and I've carried that on to anybody that I meet. And it always comes back to the mitten, baby. It comes back to the hand. Still in the mitten. GR.
Personally, I'm not from here, so Grand Rapids means safety. Whether you need to be safe or you need to practice how to be safe. Grand Rapids means family. Grand Rapids means Ohana. Grand Rapids means a lot. But Grand Rapids means, to me, home. I can call it home now.
Grand Rapids means to me an immeasurable amount of history. A lot of people don't realize that Grand Rapids was the site of many, many riots, cultural, political, civil, and it holds a lot of history.
Man, personally, Grand Rapids is a place where I was able to come and get away from the rhetoric of my hometown, Benton Harbor. Moving here, I was able to elevate in areas, not only musically, but business-wise as well. Just things that the opportunities wasn't where I was at. So Grand Rapids is definitely my second home, and I definitely got a personal attachment with Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Grand Rapids means home to me. This is where I was born at. This is where I was raised at.
Grand Rapids, for me, is just, place of home, familiarity. It's where, my people are, or where they, the foundation of my people. What I mean by my people is like my family and friends, people I hang out with, people I came up with. It's the foundation of that. People I've done music with, started music with, and all that. That's what Grand Rapids is to me.
Home. Grand Rapids is home, where the heart is. Birthed me, built my character here. It's where you find yourself pretty much, and you just build your foundation here, and link up with everybody that's in the same position or the same, what's the word can I say? Pretty much the same level as you, music-wise, everything. It's home. It's where you come to, what I'm saying? Check in, you humble yourself, get grounded a little bit, and take off in the world. So, if you're out here in the world doing some shit, making big moves, you always gotta come home for a quick second. So, Grand Rapids is home.
It means a lot to me, man. It's where I come from. As much as I go away from it, because it just ain't as unified here and whatnot. It's just home. There's a lot of ties here. There's a lot of memories here growing up and shaping who I am. And, you can't say nothing bad about it.
Grand Rapids is my hometown, man. It's just my city. It means a lot to me. Born and raised here. We got some good talent in Grand Rapids. We got famous people that came out of here, like the Barges, Adina Howard, Floyd Mayweather, Al Green. It means a lot to me, fam.
Grand Rapids means to me personally, pretty much this is like my where I grew up. This is where I was born and raised. So to me personally, this is my roots. You know, like this is where I come from. This is where I'll always have a place to call home, no matter how far I venture out into the world.
Grand Rapids is my home. It's where I grew up. I'm not ashamed of telling people where I'm at because, like, Grand Rapids has been a city that has been growing ever since I was a kid. My dad used to take me to the Amway Grand Plaza when I was a kid, and he'd take me all the way up top on the elevator and show me the city. He's like, watch, this city's gonna blow up, it's gonna grow, and what's it doing right now, man? It's growing.
So, Grand Rapids, I mean, I was born here, you know, so Grand Rapids is always going to be my home and my heart for real. I mean, I was raised down south, you know, Arizona, down west in the desert and the mountains. So, I mean, I'm truly a mountain man at heart, but Grand Rapids always had my soul for real, man. And it's like, Grand Rapids, it's a beautiful city, man. I mean, it's a lot of people, a lot of family out here, a lot of ties, you know, we got ties out here, man. Like a lot of family ties. So, I mean, even right now, my brother's out here lurking in the background and stuff, you know, it's cool, it's cool.
Fuck you too. It means shit. I ain't gonna lie, Grand Rapids means to me personally, it can make or break your ass, or shake your ass, or take your ass. However you go about making it, it will make your ass.
Grand Rapids to me means it's prosperity, personally, because it's the opportunity here. When I moved here from this little city I came from Saginaw, it just was more opportunity as far as jobs and schooling and, you know, different housing. So it was like moving to a big city to me, coming from a little city in Michigan. So yeah, I love it. It's a prospering city.
Personally, Grand Rapids means home. You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, I mean, I was born and raised here, so this is my stepping stone, you know what I'm saying? This is what showed me and molded me to be the way that I am, so yeah.
Grand Rapids is a special place. I like it because we ain't got no natural disasters. It's coming up fast. We got a lot of, you know, sleep on talent here, but I see that it's starting to gradually grow, so I love that.
Born and raised, you know, just a city where you gotta grind to make it. You know, you gotta make sure you put the work in. You just can't just sit around and wait for somebody to give it to you. That's what it means to me. You just it's a city where you can make it, but you gotta put the work in for sure.
Home. Place to lay my head and be around my family. You know, gather with my friends and fellowship. It's a place where I get good home cooking and, you know, I get to really spend time with my family.
Home. That's it.
Well, it being home is special to me, you know, with all the different minuses around here, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we learn to adapt from being from here, so I just, you know, I love it as my home, you know, despite it being like a lot of racial stuff, you know, political stuff. It's still where, you know, we got our roots at, where I got my roots in my lyrical style, my dancing, and, you know, my friendships, personality. So big ups to G-Rap, Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids mean to me, home, never quit, you know, resilience, honor and loyalty, you know, mean what you say.
Well, I think it's based on, it's all about your upbringing, really, is the biggest thing, if you have one. And who is your influences, and who becomes your influences that you look up to carry you through whatever environment you're in. And so, fortunately, I had really good experiences in life with sports and athletics and wrestling and stuff like that. So that helped me kind of mold me, keep me disciplined. I didn't really have much venturing out to do when I was growing up, to be honest with you. But from what I see and encounter on a day-to-day basis in this town, in this city, or whatever you want to call it, in this area, is, I don't know, man. I've never had any issues with any people in this town. It's a great people for the most part. For the most part.
It made me an entrepreneur. It made me understand people, personalities, psychology, sociology, demeanors, making me understand why people act the way they act.
Grand Rapids is a microcosm of the world in which we live. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
True that. Well, being that I'm from a different climate, right? I'm from Benton Harbor. So it taught me to be a little more patient and open-minded, because I'm from a place where it's like 98% black people. And in Grand Rapids, it's a melting pot of everybody's here. I mean, everybody's here. So, you know, it opened me up to be diverse in my thinking, which made me able to do things other than music I was currently known for at that time. Like, I was known for the hardcore rap and that stuff, all the street stuff, right? But getting around different cultures and able to see how people mingle and party, it enhanced me to be able to write the kind of party tracks that I got, like Party Animals, and because Party Animals is a song that applies to everybody. So yeah, it definitely shaped the way that I see things and inspire some creativity as well.
Oh man, I've been a couple different places, so growing up here made me just me, completely me. I think everybody in the city got their own identity, so they really, really stand out when they go places. Yeah, they just made me.
I think there's a certain grind that we have here in Grand Rapids. You know, most of the people that I'm around or that I know have a similar type of grind. But I think, you know, just coming up in certain areas on the southeast side, obviously, especially in the 80s, you know, coming up on that side, was around a lot of people who were very talented, whether it be in sports, whether it be in music. And so I was always in the mix of those people who are, you know, doing things that had talents, that were doing things that, you know, were fun for me, were intriguing for me, you know, that caught my attention. And so, and a lot of us shared the same journey in this city.
Growing up, man, see, I'm an 80s baby, so we had one of the best childhoods. Cause you know, I played all kinds of sports. Even though I ain't played for the schools, he was in the streets playing football in the streets, at the parks, basketball, played this thing called curb ball. We was creating all kind of games, you know, and when you be in the hood, you just get creative with everything. So my childhood was great. I did everything. Basketball, riding bikes, backflips off of different things, church mounds, and man, we did everything growing up. Bike riding, learn how to fix a bike like people be doing in old school cars. Nowadays, these kids don't know how to fix a flat tire.
Man, so it's been a tough journey growing up, man. Like being a white rapper type, you know, whatnot. It's been, you know, just growing up. It's been a tough game. The crabs in a bucket mentality is kind of what they kind of, you know, picture the city as. And like I said earlier, like people don't unify though, so it's like it's hard to come up, and especially when you don't come from money. Like Grand Rapids ain't like, you know, ain't structured right to win. That's why you think of music, you think of Detroit or whatnot, but. Like that's, you know, you got to get out your city. So we, you know, I love Grand Rapids, but so, you know, I'm always coming back. It's home, but we got home away from homes elsewhere. So you know, we might have to cut some of that. But I digress.
Shaped me, man, because growing up in the 90s, man, it was rough, man. You had to fight all the time in the city. You know what I mean? For real. It shaped me. You know, made me a stronger person. You know, we got a lot of lyrical people here. You know, I started off as a rapper. Then became a producer and a DJ, so it really shaped my grind, you know what I mean?
Growing up here shaped who I am today by just kind of learning like my state and my city and everything, kind of learning, getting to explore other areas in my state and everything too, kind of meeting other people within my city, Also being able to, you know, like speak with other people and share their stories with, you know, how they kind of helped, you know, what helped them throughout their process here in their city. And then that kind of helped reflect on me in ways where I'm like, man, this is what I could be doing differently, you know, not just for my city, but, you know, for the communities and whatnot. Just kind of involving myself more, you know, get myself out there.
Oh man, growing up, I was I grew up on Burton Street when I was a kid with my mom, and I used to have to walk to school. I was little, and like it was hard because I was like a light-skinned brother, you know what I'm saying? And the Puerto Rican kids would mess with me because call me a white boy, and the black kids would call me a white boy too. You know, I couldn't really fit in. I didn't really know where to fit in when I was a little kid. And I used to get picked on a lot and beat up. And it was hard for me when I was a kid, you know, like a real small kid. But when I got a little bit older, you know, I ended up moving away and moving to the inner city back to Division in Franklin. And like that was like crazy, actually. Unfortunately, there was like a lot of gang violence and stuff like that was going on at the time. But my dad used to throw stop the violence movement parties at the park at Johnson Park. And at Johnson Park, you know, that was like where you have concerts basically and put on concerts and give away food to people for free on the 4th of July, like every year back in the day. And even people like Moe McCoy, who's interviewing me right now, has performed at one of the Johnson Park Stop the Violence Movement parties, you know. So my dad kind of instilled in me that I needed to not be involved in the gangs and I needed to mess with music. And he actually taught me how to DJ when I was a kid, like very small kid. And I ended up growing up to be who I am right now at MC Lil Mac, you know.
Well, Grand Rapids isn't for the weak. I'll tell you that right now, man. Grand Rapids is definitely a lot of stuff going on, just like anywhere else. But I feel like Grand Rapids it's a little bit different, you know. So like, we got a lot of the music culture here for sure. I think that hip hop is definitely on a rise, and I feel like a lot of people when they hear Michigan, you know, they think of Detroit. You know, it's just staple, like, you know, Detroit. But I mean, me and I know a lot of other like-minded people around here want to change that to where when you start to think of Michigan, you think of Grand Rapids. So, I mean, just in general, I mean, being here, just ultimately, just the people in my life here help shape who we are. So.
Oh man. Oh shit. Teaching me discipline. I'm gonna say give a shout out to Iroquois, because them younger ass whoopings will teach you how to, you know, talk to people, how you approach people, all that type of shit. So I'm gonna go with that.
It probably saved me in a lot of ways. You know, I got here in college and then opened up these businesses, and you know, people have always supported me with the business, so you know, it changed my life. It basically took me from a person working hourly to an entrepreneur, and that's how it changed me.
I think for the most part, I wouldn't be me without Grand Rapids. You know what I'm saying? It's a home of a lot of hustlers. We're small and we're slow, so I feel like if you can make it here, any other big place that's fast and that got way more opportunities than we got, man, you could definitely get something cracking. So I feel like, you know, I wouldn't be me if it wasn't for Grand Rapids.
Growing up living here shaped me. Honestly, because of the opportunity, we got endless opportunity here. And I just love the people here. I got good family, and I surround myself around good energy. So as long as you're around good energy, you know, anything can happen. Anything can prosper.
Made me who I am today. Like I said, it's a city where some people, they say they can't make it, but if you just, like I said previous, you just work hard, you know, depending on no matter what you do, just keep on going, you can make it here.
Growing up here was wild. It was wild, it was tough, you know. I grew up off of wealthy, so I seen a lot of shit, you know. Seen a lot of stuff happen. You know, it just kind of shaped me to where I have a certain type of attitude, you know, from the streets, you know what I'm saying? You know, really doing my part of the dirt, whatever you call it, you know. I really had a hard time growing up, but I'm glad it made me who I am today. It made me love doing music and you know, staying grounded, you know.
I was around a lot of the old music heads that came out of here back in the day that kind of set the foundation of live performance, like Captain Crunch and the Funky Bunch, Jeffrey Daniels, El DeBarge, all the DeBarges, the whole DeBarge family. Yeah, and of course the athletes, the Melvin McLaughlin's and the Stevie Leaks, and just legends, you know. I kind of drew from the legends of the city.
Word up.
Yep.
I think growing up here, being my family's place where they grew up, I think they had a standard for us nephews and nieces, and looking at them, you know, kind of, you know, made me walk a straight and narrow. You know, sometimes I got hit on the hand, but made me kind of stay focused, you know, seeing what they was doing, working and music and art and all that stuff. I was like, I'm gonna stay on that pattern, you know, or that path.
Growing up in Grand Rapids taught me not to value money, because so many people here don't have it. You know what I mean? And if that's what your value is, then you're gonna miss a whole community of people. So growing up in Grand Rapids taught me not, you know, to care about things that are more true, like, you know, are little kids safe? You know, has a woman been violated? You know, has your mother, has your auntie ate? Stuff like that. It just taught me to value loving people more than things.
We've done a lot of different things, from open up for Justin Bieber to Sean Kingston, to had the whole entire radio station playing our album and songs consistently on a day-to-day basis. But I think the best part was our release party. That was a really good moment for us when we did it. The promotion and weeks of that was like crazy. We actually got our album in stores to see and physically touch, which is really kind of a cool thing. I was thinking about that on the way here. So I don't know, that was a good moment.
Talk about me being a kid here in Grand Rapids and venting to adults and saying I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do. A lot of people feel like Grand Rapids is so bad, but imagine taking a 15-year-old. Imagine taking her in and telling her how to shop, how to go apply for different jobs, where to go, how to apply for a social security card or ID. There's adults here that took me in and taught me. It's not about being the loudest in the room. It's about being the calmest. And being the calm person now, I'm everywhere. So yeah, the best memory I can say is Grand Rapids taking me in and loving me like I was a foster kid.
I walked into this old Thai Chinese restaurant, and this woman looked at me and she was like, "Oh, are you here with the champ?" And I said, "The champ? Huh?" And she showed me a picture of her shaking Mike Tyson's hand. And she looked at me and she was like, "The champ." And I said, "No, I'm not with the champ, ma'am. Just because I'm black doesn't mean that I'm with Mike Tyson."
Well, being that I'm from a different climate, right? I'm from Benton Harbor. So it taught me to be a little more patient and open-minded, because I'm from a place where it's like 98% black people. And in Grand Rapids, it's a melting pot of everybody's here. I mean, everybody's here. So, you know, it opened me up to be diverse in my thinking, which made me able to do things other than music I was currently known for at that time. Like, I was known for the hardcore rap and that stuff, all the street stuff, right? But getting around different cultures and able to see how people mingle and party, it enhanced me to be able to write the kind of party tracks that I got, like Party Animals, and because Party Animals is a song that applies to everybody. So yeah, it definitely shaped the way that I see things and inspire some creativity as well.
Probably like East Town Live, Street Fair, back in the day. They used to fun. Downtown Festival.
I remember being a kid at King Park. It's when they had the circle drive. And I remember the Fat Boys came to Grand Rapids. They came to King Park. They came in the circle drive. Everybody was really excited. They came there for a minute, and then they went down the street to a local record store. But I happened to be this young kid, you know what I'm saying? I was there with some of my older cousins. Then I got left and ended up going to, you know, my auntie and uncle's house on Watkins because I didn't know where everybody went. I mean, I know they followed the limousine all the way down, but I always remember that because I think that was my first time ever seeing a celebrity in my city. I mean, I had gone to the New Edition concert where the Fat Boys were there and UTFO, Run DMC, but having that happen and then coming to the park that everybody knew about, everybody, you know, played ball there, went swimming there, did everything there. That was really intriguing. I'll always remember that.
Block parties, where everybody be coming together. Lafayette used to have one of the biggest block parties every year. All the old folks be out there, the young folks. You can go corner to corner from Franklin. I think it was like from Franklin to the Hall. That's one of the most memorable things about Grand Rapids growing up. The block parties. Also performing too, man. All the clubs we used to have, Club Karma, Club Tequila. That's been like in 3 different buildings. And there's so many clubs. We had the Orbit Room, Intersection. I think that's still going, but just performing in all the venues that we had until they got shut down.
Man, when we got like 12, 15 artists from Grand Rapids to actually get in the van and travel 36 hours across the U.S., man, and go to California to meet up with y'all and, you know, Mayweather and fucking Mike G. And it's a crazy, man, Mariah Lynn, VH Focus, my mind, I want to leave no one else, but man, it's been a blessing, like a lot of memories with the Grand Rapids artists in together and all. But, bro, it's been a journey.
That's one probably was, we had these beef with these cats, man. We had a little shootout, you know what I mean? You know, we survived that. We saw a lot of fights, man. There was a lot of fights in the 90s, around 95, you know, that we made it out of, and we still here to this day, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of hectic shit going down in the city, bro.
I'd say just kind of where, you know, like growing up in different areas, that stands out to me the most, kind of seeing the growth and the progress within our city, you know, that's kind of where it was when I was little compared to what it is today. You know, making memories in different areas and kind of getting to realize and learn more about my city. I didn't know too much about it then because, you know, I was always being young, you know, we kind of like used to our neighborhoods, our communities and all that. And then we kind of meet the people within our communities. And but yeah, I've lived in multiple places here. So like, you know, Kentwood, Wyoming, Granville, Grand Rapids, Cedar Springs. So a lot of those places kind of, you know, hit close to home for me.
What stands out to me most is when we had the African American Festival at Rosa Parks Circle, and we had Chico the Barge come down there, and that place was packed. I've never seen that many people in the city come down to support us as African Americans. It was amazing. Like the whole entire Rosa Parks Circle before they changed it was full. The Crow's Nest was full. The whole entire street, all the way up to the man. There were so many people down there that it didn't make any sense, and there was no violence. Everything was great. I'd never seen a city come together that much. You know, especially like the African American community came together and celebrated being, you know, a minority, and it was great. That was one of the best things that ever happened. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it in Grand Rapids.
I'm not gonna lie, when we was younger, we had a lot of parties out at Grand Valley State, GVSU, and I'm not gonna lie, those were definitely some fun times, and yeah, I can't lie, man. We had lots and lots of fun, lots of girls, lots of money, lots of fun things going on. So that definitely was a staple in my life, at least for Grand Rapids. So
when I got hit by the tornado hit me, took everything away. My whole squad had to disappear for a year and a half until I saved up enough money out of my basement to build up another spot. And I built up another spot, called everybody back, formed Voltron, and we've been kicking ass ever since.
I think me personally, matter of fact, our culture, bro. I think that stands out to me a lot because I've been a lot of places. I've been to Cali, I've been to Chicago, Detroit, New York. I've been a lot of places, and we're very cultured here. We're very, very cultured here. I think that's one thing that stands out to me most about Grand Rapids.
Say take me back to high school when I seen you on GRTV before the internet. I gotta let them know Moe McCoy was doing this when you had the CDs hand to hand, the nappy head days when you was with the group, to speaklife7.com, to currently now Fireproof, which has been going on for over 20 years.
Easton and Franklin. Easton and Franklin was a wild, bunch back in the day. Cars, women, fights, everything about it was just, exciting. That was probably one of my best things that I can remember about Grand Rapids.
One that stands out was when we won our first talent show. I think it was at the Easttown Theater. And it was like it almost was kind of like a 80s hip hop movie because it was like all the talent auditioned to perform at this show. There was some bands, magicians, comedians, dancers, and we were the first rap group to perform at a talent show. So for a lot of people, it was the first time they saw live rap, live hip hop. And so we practiced and got up on stage, did our thing, and won. And so I remember walking through the streets of Grand Rapids with our little trophy, walking all down 6B and Franklin, just people following us, was waving our trophy. So I remember that. I was only probably 17 years old, and yeah, it was fun just to know what it felt like to practice and then win. The feeling of winning.
Something that really stands out that's like, it's really bad, is a brother named Freddie Allen. Back when they first started having the street fairs, got killed, and he was young, and me and his people was cool, and we still talk about him today. That was an impact that still talk about between some of me and my buddies. Even 25, that happened in I don't think I graduated, so it had to be like 80, but it was something that's like, people wasn't into the gun violence like it is now. But back then, somebody getting shot, especially in the head, and that you knew, it like stuck with me for a long time.
Well, I'm in hip hop, right? I feel like I'm one of the best of all time. I mean, you'll be fool not to believe that. So one thing that stands out to me the most is where they had the Fresh Fest. LL Cool J, Houdini, Run DMC, them came, and it started raining. Our weather bad here in Grand Rapids. We got a bad weather pattern, so it's either snowing or raining. And at the end of the show, Run DMC then went to the side door, like they used a different exit, and I was able to follow them, get into the lobby with them, and shake DMC's hand. But Grand Rapids had sent me so bad, I tried to slip his ring off. And he looked at me, it was the way DMC looked at me, like, little cat on that. You know what I mean? It tripped him out to see a little cat on that. I mean, back in the 80s like that. I think that was one of my biggest memories, walking up on DMC, following them through the rain, trying to get his ring off his hand.
Why are you asking me such broad questions, Mo? You're killing me with this, bro. Where are we going with this, man? Are we talking about culturally? Because right now, we're on an exponential bell curve of a trajectory towards chaos, inevitably because of technology and devices. And lack of structure in the homes. That's inevitable. That's the biggest... I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth. And I hate to be... We have to fight that. We have to instill good values that resonate through the kids, with influencing them to do good things, to be a good experience, to make this city what it is, was, and will be in a good way through people, not devices, not social media.
The challenges. I see very, 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 very seldom that People don't acknowledge those that don't drink. They almost outcast you if you don't drink. So I feel like it's a lot of liquor. Julio, extra Julio, you know, it's been a year since I drank, and now I see it so much. And I know later on down the line it's going to lead to kidney issues, liver issues, stomach issues. And if we are already failing in our 30s, early 40s with drinking a lot, you know, now imagining your 50s and 60s, you know, how many people going to be sick from over drinking, mixed drinking, all the energy drinks, all the sugar. So I'm going to school for CHW now so I could be able to help our people get a better guidance in what we're mishandling and grow from there.
Man, the first time, okay, my studio was at 716 Eastern, right? Grand Rapids, Michigan. So we in the middle, we writing a song, right? We're in the middle of doing a song. We got the beat on and everything. And then we hear doom, 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 doom. Not knowing what's going on. Ain't nobody called to say they was coming, so we kept writing. Next thing we knew, the door came in. They came in with rifles, and we look up.
Yeah.
They put your hands on it. I'm like, what is going on? But they was looking for somebody on the other side. They came on my side. So yeah. I'm talking about, and man, I still got all of my footage, all of my cameras. I still got all of the stuff on my cameras on my system that I had, man. It's crazy.
I think I think it's like there's some pros and cons to that. It's hard to in our community to have camaraderie ship or having everybody come together for a cause. That's one of the things one of the drawbacks is the coming together. When you go to other cities, you can see the unity when it comes to doing certain things. I'm a musician, so I look at things in terms of, do I get support in my city? Do other musicians get support in our city? What's the vibe? Since I sing R&B, I'm really looking to see if people will support R&B the way they support rap here. What type of climate in Detroit? There's a huge R&B scene. Here it's not so much of an R&B scene. As a matter of fact, I think that people, when they consider Michigan in terms of music or R&B, it's always Detroit. So that's one of the cons, is that I don't think we support each other enough here. But one of the pros is we have a lot of people who are very talented, skillful at what they do. We just don't have the spotlight on us. People just don't know we exist. Even when I talk to people, or my manager talk to people from record companies, they'll say, "Yeah, I got this type of talent coming out of Grand Rapids," because they don't know, they don't see us. They just see Detroit. So that's one of the things that I'll say. That's why I said it's like pros and cons when it comes to the scene and the vibe and things like that here.
Man, the culture is community vibes. It's like almost like a clique type of thing. Everybody got their little circles that they be dealing with, but you got those few that speak unity and everybody coming together, but we just can't get everybody with the same mindset in the same room at the same time so we can make the boss moves. But it's still cool. Everybody's still grinding, but it could be more unity. It's like everybody trying to see who can make it first and don't want to get the other person to help. Should I say that's not within a circle of friends or circle of business partners or whatever. But overall, it's cool. I think there's a lot of room for improvement, and we gotta start coming together more instead of just talking about it. Stop getting jealous because one person might have had a spotlight or whatever. Just whoever got the spotlight, now just get behind them, push them if it's the right person. If it's the right person, let's get behind them and push them, and then everybody else just be ready for when it's your turn.
Grand Rapids got a lot of it's really arts, centered community, a lot of like, EDM type stuff, and I mean the underground hip hop community is pretty popping too. But I feel like everyone got their cliques, and they get to be in it's like high school, man. They be in their own sections. What's up, Christy? And their own sections and whatnot, and back to earlier, like you said, the unification. So if we could all put our cliques together, man, like this city would be beautiful. It would flourish, Like, we would have artists coming here and I see it. They ain't even from here, man. We supposed to sell at the amphitheater. Like, what the fuck? Come on.
The culture and community vibe is amazing. I mean, we do like one of the greatest art festivals here, so that's a huge thing. That's a huge community thing. We got a lot of like open mic nights. We got a lot of venues that we hold here in Grand Rapids. The culture, the food, the people, everything, kind of all come together and just kind of makes our city what it is today.
The culture, I can tell you that the hip hop community nowadays, is really, really tight knit now. Granted, when you're a rapper, you always think that you're better than anybody else. You want to battle, you want to one up, So like now the community is starting to work together, and I'm seeing these all the city ciphers. That thing has been crazy for the hip hop culture here. It's showing the lyrical abilities of most of the hip hop artists that are in town, and it's great. Like, I shout out. Let me shout out. Man, I mean, anyways, I can't do that right now, but like the Run the City Cipher is also like one of the biggest things that I can actually see right now, and it's doing really good for our city.
The culture, for sure. I mean, it's there. I mean, definitely. I mean, hip hop is anywhere you go, you're gonna find a little tribe hip hop and stuff. But I mean, just for instance, like Grand Rapids just won Art Prize last year. Shout out Sunny Ski, shout out Guapped Up Speedy. Shout out all them. They really put the city on the map with that one, and I feel like even with them coming into the city and doing what they did, they definitely gave Grand Rapids a more sense of community in general, because what they did was they brought people together, not only just to make music, but like to put the city on the map. They made art. They made an art piece to every song that they made, and I think that was super cool. So honestly, I'm gonna just keep it real. Like before that, I don't think that there really was a huge sense of community, at least not that I was aware of, but I mean it's there, but like I feel like really that really brought it together, I mean, and it's ever since then it's been a lot more shows popping up and a lot more people coming about, and really people are trying to work more together and unify instead of being alone and doing this stuff solo, because you never really get nowhere doing solo stuff. So yeah, shout out them again, bro.
Man, I think we can learn to stick together and get together a little bit more. At first it was a little bit of a lot of hating, but now it's starting to be a lot of loving. Like, it's getting better with time.
Man, it's a growing culture. It's a growing community. You know what I'm saying? It's like downtown is growing. We got the amphitheater. We have our hip hop heads. We got the foodies. We have the beer drinkers. It's so many different cultures that we known for around here, and just getting out and meeting new people. Yeah, but it's growing, and it's definitely a good deep culture.
I think I always tell people Grand Rapids kind of remind me of like a big school. Like we all got our neighborhoods, we all got our groups, you know what I'm saying? But if you ride through those neighborhoods, you could see the culture. It shows in itself. If you go to Granville, it's like a little Mexico. You know what I'm saying? If you go to, Franklin and Eastern, around that area, you're gonna see chicken spots and stuff. Like, you could see when you ride through the city, you can see what culture is from where. And you know what I'm saying? We all come together and maneuver around this thing. You know what I'm saying? So when you go downtown, you're gonna see everybody, and we all gonna maneuver and we all gonna move as one. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone just be themselves. Like, that's why I like it, because you can be your own, personality. Nobody ain't really following nobody. I see that people used to go by trends. I don't go by trends. I try to wear and do things that I know people isn't doing every day and wearing every day. So yeah, as long as you be yourself.
It's growing. It's definitely getting better. it's a lot more diverse. You know, so it's like a melting pot. Like all the races mixing together and you know getting along and making it happen on one accord.
Nobody sticks with each other. It's a lot of separation. Um, you know, a lot of people don't get along with each other. It's a lot of murder in here. People don't think, you know, not enough entrepreneurs. And the city's perfectly capable of it. It's just that the mindset of most of these people here, man, it's not qualified, or they don't think outside the box a lot here. Things is usually one way, you know, and that's where it stays at. No one's looking to try to, you know, do something good for the city. Everybody's just looking out for themselves, really.
Culture and community, it's pretty splintered, kind of divided. You know, Grand Rapids is not known for unified effort, so you kind of gotta find who really wants to work together and see what you can do with those that are like-minded that want to move in the same direction. But yeah, it's been kind of a divisive vibe for a while now. So yeah, that's what it feels like.
The culture and the community. The community in the what are we at? What are we? Third ward? What district are we? Whatever we are. The community is tight, and then you got the things that you see that make it bad. But the community is strong, but you know we got a lot of vices that, like, you know, that we don't got a lot of resources to help once you get them vices. So, you know, but I still think our community is strong. You know, we got some strong black people, strong white people, Hispanics. So it's okay. I'll give it, if I had to give it a percentage, I'd say it's about 70%.
Grand Rapids, oh man, it needs to change, but it's a gun root culture, so everything's settled that way. It's sad to say, but true. So I'm not gonna lie for the camera, it's a gun root culture. So if you beefing with somebody, you either leave or you gonna get shot or you gonna do the shooting at. Sad to say, but you know, that what does it teach me, or how do I feel about it? I feel like it could change, but at the end of the day, it's just real gully here, real grimy. Everybody after everybody, because it's low resources, and that's just gonna be no matter where you at in the world, really. But yeah, to speak on our culture, it's a gun root culture here. You really can't get into an altercation with nobody and stay here. So the fact I've been here 50 years to tell you how I've navigated altercations, you know, navigated not having nothing, you know what I mean? Yeah, you got this culture is feast or famine. If you ain't got it, don't come here. And if you got it when you come here, you might not keep it long.
I think the only thing that's grown is, well, the population's grown in outer areas, and I think that the city's expanded outward because people want to join in on the fun. This is a good bubble to live in, and you know, it still is, and there's a lot of good people here that make it that way and keep it that way in a good way, like, and that's the way it should be. And I mean that, and not from like a passed on to generation kind of thing. I mean it from like just good people around that you can count on the block. Good people that work up at the local store. Their family's been in the area forever. You know, people like that just hold things down. And it's the way it will be.
I feel like it's become, it was heavily populated, and then I feel like they've added so much more infrastructure to bring more people. So if people feel like, you know, rush hour is super busy, it's gonna get a little worse. The traffic, the streets, bikes, scooters, it's only gonna be more people, more pedestrians. And Grand Rapids has very little patience.
Grand Rapids is extremely segregated. That being said, they present days in which everybody comes together, and they're generally cultural days, and they have it down at the plaza or down at Rosa Parks, and everybody comes together. But outside of that, Grand Rapids is a very segregated town. I think that Grand Rapids is not unique in this, but it is something that Grand Rapids has faced a lot of, and that's police criminality that has been appropriated as justice carried out in the street. And I think that that's something that is heavy on Grand Rapids.
I see everybody mixing and mingling with everybody. Everybody really mess with everybody. M-Dot always say, man, we be like 1 or 2 people from knowing everybody. And so far, yeah, he's been right about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we bumping into people who knew people that, and it's just meshing. Everything is just meshing. Man, it's been more incidents with police and unarmed black men here. I don't know who else to speak about it, and I don't care who else gonna speak about it. I'm gonna talk about it. The profile and the police and the community really don't mix. They come so aggressive when they supposed to be de-escalating, but the aggression is helping things to escalate. And it's just been getting worse over time, and I thought it would get better, you know, being that we have people like Robert S. Womack as a councilman sitting on the committees and all of that. I thought things would calm down, but I just see it progressively getting even worse.
It's close knit and really kind of to yourself though. If you get where I'm coming from, people know people, but they stay to themselves. They mind their business. Ooh. Oh man, the schools. I hate that. I hate to say that, but the schools, it's just not the same as what the whole system went down for me.
I think we faced sort of the crabs in a bucket type of challenges. I know we've all seen it. We've all dealt with it. You know, that's why I say they don't have that, you know, that support system because everybody wants to be the man sometimes. And you know, we hear it over and over again. If you want to do something big, you got to leave Grand Rapids. You got to leave Grand Rapids. You got to leave Grand Rapids. I think some of it is true. I don't think it's all true because we have some people from Grand Rapids who who did some huge things. Obviously, at some point, they probably did leave, but their basis was here. And so, I think that, we can do it. We can be here and do it. We just have to move around as if like anybody else. I think we have to move around, but I think we can do some stuff here if we actually, will stick together and, and unify. We all have somewhat similar goals, unify and do it together. Put Grand Rapids on the map in terms of that.
Yeah, just supporting each other more and creating more opportunities and venues for people to do stuff, because a lot of us can't really go out of town to the other spots, to the bigger cities. So we need to try to establish something here a little bit more to give all the artists something to work towards, instead of just everybody just in a circle fighting each other to try to get to the top. We need a little bit more venues. And you can't be having your homeboys come in with the guns and all that stuff messing up the venues. So when you get a good venue where people can perform or just have a nightlife somewhere, don't mess it up. You know what I'm saying? Tighten up on security. A lot of these promoters and artists, they're going out of town to like Cali and Atlanta. I'm gonna say Atlanta, because I went to Atlanta, and when you pull up to the club, they got a police officer in the parking lot. So they making sure like, hey, you need to come in or you going home. You ain't finna be in the parking lot lollygagging because you gonna mess up everything for everybody else. So if we just get a couple more venues, tighten up on the security, you'll be all right.
Man, it's coming together. It's literally that simple. Like they always say, two minds are better than one, especially when you both got the same goals. And if you can find that person that's genuine and, anyone, not even just one, like the more the better, Unification, man. It's coming together and putting everything you got, more money in together, more ideas come to you. Because one person can't handle it all. It takes an army of us.
But we got a lot of different cultures. Like in the hip hop community, we got a lot of variety of artists. We got a lot of good singers. We got a lot of good rappers. You know what I mean? And we got a lot of talent in the city. So the culture, we got YNs that's doing their thing. We got the OGs doing their thing. And we got the middle of the pack cats doing their thing. So the culture is very good. It's very versatile in Grand Rapids. So the culture is A1 to me. The challenge is like a popularity contest. Like they not really recognizing the talent. They really going off of Facebook popularity and people they know already. That makes it kind of hard, but you gotta go with the talent, man. If you see somebody on their grind, posting every day, working hard every day, you know what I'm saying? You can't just pick people that you like and not recognize the people that's really hustling and that's really grinding. You hear what I'm saying?
I know one of the one is our homeless community. I've seen that kind of, I mean, it's still kind of not as bad as it used to be, but that was a huge thing. I mean, just kind of keeping our community safe, you know, and things of that nature. You know, our communities used to be really like certain areas, you know, were kind of sketchy, things in that. I've seen that grow over time. The homeless community kind of reach out more and grow over time.
Well, we've had a large problem with racism when I was a kid. They're actually kind of doing gentrification right now and pushing a lot of us out of the city because they're actually buying up the properties and then charging ridiculous rent in the neighborhood, you know, fixing up the houses. Granted, like the city looks a little bit better, but at the same time, people can't afford to be able to pay their houses. Like the taxes are going up, and that's like one of the biggest things right now is like the gentrification that's going on. But like, I just don't. I personally don't understand racism because I believe at looking at the person and not the color of the skin. I look at their soul and their heart, and I literally can't. I can't see. I don't see color. You know what I'm saying? I see people's hearts and auras. I don't believe in like judging a book by its cover. You know, I judge a book by its intellect and what they actually can bring to the table as a person, as a human being. You know, they don't even gotta be like extremely intellectual. I like just as long as they're a good person, I'll mess with them. You know.
Oof, challenges, man. I mean, to be honest, I mean homelessness for sure. Like there's been a lot of homeless people, and I mean it's on a steady rise. I think that like, and especially with the winter time, you know, coming around too, it's gonna be getting really cold and stuff. Definitely want to shout out Rewind to vintage clothing store. They do coat drives during the winter time stuff. So you know, if you ever know anybody that needs a coat during the winter time, definitely hit them up. They definitely do a good job at helping people out in the winter time. But yeah, man, I think that is one big thing that we definitely struggle with. And again, back to the prior question, the sense of community, you know, I feel like it wasn't necessarily always there, and I feel like they really put us onto that. You know, I feel like they gave us hope for like unifying and like gave us a opportunity to more see what they did and see how they did it and see how we can come together and do it again. You know, and I mean, for me personally, that's just how I feel, man. So yeah.
Shit, you can just tell by the buildings and shit in the hood is changing. They coming in here, all the spots that used to be the spots, they buying them, flipping them, making them into houses, like making the community better. They, you know, they changing the shit up, man. Look around this motherfucker. I'm telling you, Grand Rapids, it's just getting better and better. It's just time consuming shit. It's money. This money they putting in, it's just a matter of time. You see, we getting a new stadium.
Violence, you know what I'm saying? We haven't given over to violence, shortening of the funding for the kids' schooling. You feel me? A lot of businesses closing because of tariffs and, you know, taxes and the economy being slow and what's that other shit called?
Gentrification.
That also a little dab, and that COVID messed up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You feel me? So we still trying to kick back from that, but
I'm gonna go back to the school thing. How I said it's like one big school. I feel like we could be together more. Like growing up here, we don't show too much togetherness. Like Detroit, like, you know what I'm saying? Them people over there is tight knit. You know what I mean? Over here, I feel like we kind of scattered. We're obviously, we all got different lives. We all moving at different paces and stuff. But I feel like that's one thing we can work on is togetherness more. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Grand Rapids, for sure, for sure.
Definitely the talent that's been slept on. Of course, yeah, like DeMarcus was saying, the violence. Everybody just needs something they can do, like, you know, a hobby, basically. As long as you have a hobby, I feel like crime will go down, you know, because you'll be so focused on building your family and, you know, residual income. Yeah.
One of the challenges I've seen is like with the gentrification of moving, you know, us African Americans out of the neighborhoods that we once were able to afford, and taking the price up so high that now we can't afford it. So it's made a lot of people homeless and nowhere to go. And that's one of the challenges I want to try to help fix, or we could all help fix and make that better for us to get back to where it used to be.
Not being recognized or recognize the people who really put in work, who really, you know, took the time out and tried to rep their city. There's no fellowship, there's no love, there's no unitement going on, I should say. People don't believe in each other. That's a lot going on. Women, you know, you can't have nothing because of fights and bickering, and you know, a lot of our clubs get shut down because of certain things that's going on in our city, you know. But it's just sad, man. You know, it's one of them sad things. I love Grand Rapids, but I hate it at the same time, just because you know, a lot of challenges that we facing. Our people just don't know how to unite or come together for something big where we can all eat. It's enough money for all of us, and they don't think like that, you know. Again, people out for themselves.
How has it changed? Well, the core of the black community has spread out a lot to the suburbs. People saw, you know, opportunity for what they thought maybe was better housing or more affordable housing. So they went to like the suburbs, Wyoming, Kentwood. And so we've lost some of that core unity that goes back to the question you asked before, where, you know, we're not all together like we used to be. Like Franklin Park on Sunday used to be a gathering place, like hundreds of people just driving around the same block, softball game. They have a stage set up with a DJ. So I think we miss, it's grown away from that. People are more spread out and kind of in their own little parcels.
Musical challenges as far as like what we hear on the radio and the mood you feel throughout the day and the music that you hear. That's a challenge, just listening to crap all day. The job situations here, most of the people here either working at fast foods or working at factories. So, you know what I'm saying, they still making a living. What's the question again?
It was, what challenges have you seen this city face?
Oh yeah, well that's economics. Economics, you know, buying food, everything goes up, but your rate of pay. So, you know, that's a challenge.
Challenges that Grand Rapids face is the fact that cats that have the same bloodline, or cats that grandmothers and mothers walked together or went to church together, they beef with each other. You know, and the city's not big enough to have separate blocks and say, well, I'm beefing with this block, I'm beefing with this block, but we still figure out a way to do that. And so it's like, how could family members kill each other? That's what it is in Grand Rapids. A family is fighting. And can't nobody break that up, right? You can't get in a family fight, can you? So people from the outside can come here and make it better because it's a family war going on. We all family just warring with each other, which then eliminates the ability for the artists here, rappers, singers, dancers, whatever you do, to have a market. There's no market here because there's no unity, no love. So, yep, that's that. I still love it, though. It's still home to me.
Culture, community. I feel like Grand Rapids is a circle. I'm not from here, and I know a lot of people. So I feel like the culture really, you can find your tribe. If you're into anime, you could get your circles. If you're into hip hop, you can get your circles. Rap, poetry, if you want to go to stripper parties, you can find whatever you want. But it's your attitude and energy that continues to collect the people that are around you.
People of Grand Rapids unique. I think we're chameleons more than any other area. I think we can blend in and go to any other area, and plus we don't have quite a Canadian accent. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but I think sometimes we have a really good aesthetic about us that can blend into any culture. We're between Chicago and the Midwest and Detroit. Are we East Coast? We can be whatever we want to be. So
Grand Rapids don't have a specific style, so you can't say you rap like a Grand Rapids person. You can't say you dress like a Grand Rapids person. Everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own demeanor. Sorry. Everybody has their own angle, their own direction. Even if you get a group of guys, none of them will have the same brand on. Somebody will have a brand on that you've never heard of or you've never seen. It's not so much about your culture, it's about your circles, really. We all do the same things these days, but certain circles don't move with certain circles.
If my dad were still living, God rest his soul, he would say that he was proud in his lifetime that we as a colored people are able to live in places like Ada and Cascade and Forest Hills, because that wasn't always the case. I think that as the generations progress and this new age of oneness happens in the Grand Rapids area, I think that people really want to experience more of unity, and that is how I think that Grand Rapids is really growing. It's growing in a sense of unity as time progresses.
My gosh, I got people that's been here all their life, right? So they really be putting me up on different things about Grand Rapids. And what they always tell me is the gentrification. They like, man, it didn't look like this over here. It was like this, like this, like this. Man, look at, they got all the coffee shops over here now. It was like this, it was like this. Yeah, and those are stories like that be telling me this kind of stuff. I don't know, I was in Ben Harbor, you know what I'm saying? I was back and forth, but I wasn't here full time. Man, they will never stop being Grand Rapids. I don't care. You can put them anywhere on the planet. They will not stop being Grand Rapids at all. They got that diehard spirit and that you ain't gonna treat me no any kind of way. And they got a dynamic of a lot of stuff, and they take those things with them. And in doing that, they became successful in whatever venues that they were in. For example, Lil Floyd Mayweather took that same thing he got right here in Grand Rapids and he became undefeated 50 fights. We got the DeBarges. He took that same thing from Grand Rapids and went out to California and became super successful. Adina Howard, she took that same, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Man, just expanded with more people and different people. So it's a lot of ethnicity here now. It's a lot more blended to say. And each one of them, like I said before, had their own identity. Very strong-willed people, very strong opinionated people at that.
Oh man, it's changed tremendously, man. Some of the areas that you probably didn't want to walk through, you can walk through now and walk your dog in the middle of the night. You had a lot of gentrification happen here, and when you had some groups moving in town, you had other groups moving out. It just looks totally different. I mean, my grandparents lived on Thomas. At that time, it was all black. you know, all the way going back to, to wealthy and even further than that. Now it's like when you go to that area, it's all white. I literally saw people walking their dogs at 11 and 12 o'clock at night on Franklin and Fuller, and it blew my mind. I saw walking, driving through, seeing people on you know, Bemis, laying out, getting suntans on their roof. There's a lot of things that change, and then we still don't have we don't have the gang life the way we used to have when there was the wealthy boys and Lafayette, and you had the nasty dogs and Hillside, mad at, you had all that. You still have some element of it, but not the way that it was, back when I was coming up. I think what makes the people in Grand Rapids unique is that, you know, it's funny because we are the second largest city in Michigan, but we're not as known as places like Flint and Saginaw and even sometimes Lansing, But I think what makes us unique is that we're that big, we're bigger, but we just don't. I think it's a great place to raise your kids because there's a lot of things to do and it's not as much crime per capita in like Saginaw or Flint used to be in the top 5 in the murder rate. Detroit was, at different times, but we're Grand Rapids and it's like we got a lot of stuff to do here, but I do think though, the caveat to that though is that it's becoming that though, trying to go out and do things, um, and having people destroy the opportunities because people are mad at each other, shooting up different things or whatever, just messing up things for us. So, but I don't know if there's so much that we're unique as it relates to other places. Especially if this is where you've been, it's kind of hard to really compare the places other than knowing the crime rates and things like that, what's going on in terms of entertainment and things like that. But we are gaining a lot of I'll say, uh, entertaining perspectives uh, and experiences. We got, a soccer stadium being built downtown. We have a new amphitheater being built downtown. Um, we have a semi-pro basketball team that's downtown. So we're expanding. We're getting bigger, which is going to bring a lot of people to Grand Rapids. But I don't think that it's totally unique from any other city as it relates to anything in general.
A lot of venues got closed down, so we don't really have nowhere to perform a lot or put on any shows. I see a lot of people rapping during their career, even seniors. I think we need to put a little more love on the seniors too, or just all music in Grand Rapids. Because hip hop is cool, but I think we need to put a spotlight on all music genres here in Grand Rapids. And I think all the artists need to branch out a little bit more and work with different type of genres instead of just hip hop too, so that way they can expand their categories and don't be stuck in one box. So I think a lot of venues get shut down, but we're still going. And people still creating new opportunities, no matter if something gets shut down or not. We still elevating and still growing. So we're improving. I think we're gonna get there eventually. One day we're gonna get there. Man, I think we got a totally different style from a lot of places. Like I think Grand Rapids artists, we so creative that we can do any style. And I don't know, we don't really have our own signature sound yet because we can adapt to everything that's going on in the industry or just going on in the world. So it's like, I think Grand Rapids is like a mini hub because you can get an artist that sounds like somebody from Wu-Tang or from the East Coast. Then you might hear another artist that sounds like somebody from down south. We got the Detroit sound, the Flint sound. I really try to call it Michigan sound because, our music is more like up-tempo, around 95 to 105 beats per minute type of thing. But I think we're very versatile. We just don't got that signature sound, so I don't know if it's going to take a producer like me, to come up with a little signature sound, or if we just gonna keep it at we just universal. Our sound is universal, but we need to come up with some type of signature sound or title for Grand Rapids so that way we can stand out.
So, man, I've been so outside of Grand Rapids, I barely even be paying attention to what be going on here. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, I tried it growing up, and you know, it just wasn't it for me. Like, it's just like, it's like a promoter's game. Like, you pay to open, like, who pays to perform? Like, we over here paying artists to perform right now. Like, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be cannibalizing each other, and you know, it's just, enough said, man. Man, there's a lot of talent here, bro. Like, you already know it. You're from here too, man. Like, there's a lot of talent, a lot of underrated talent, and they don't got the spotlight that they need. So that's why we should be coming together so everyone can get that spotlight. We can book bigger venues. We can, you know, because a lot of us are so talented, man. But at the end of the day, it ain't about that. It ain't about the money. It's about your integrity and your discipline. You know how serious you are about it. It's a lot of talent, bro. Grand Rapids really has it. Like, I don't think anybody fucking with our talent in Grand Rapids, bro. I really don't think they have. I'm telling you, it's over with. Once we get down.
Man, this city has grown big time because there wasn't that many people when I was coming up in the city. You know, people was always saying, yo, it ain't nothing to do in Grand Rapids. We ain't got nowhere to go. But there's plenty of places. In 2025, we got mad clubs you can go to, you know, and they all be packed on a Saturday night now. Mad hip-hop events, mad rap shows, you know what I'm saying? It's like a bunch of shit you can do. And that's how the city has grown since the 90s, bro. There's so many different people. We got Chinese people. We got white people doing their thing. We got black people doing their thing. And that's what makes the city unique, man. And they all part of the hip-hop culture. You know what I'm saying? We got dreadheads. We got bald heads. We got fades. We got YNs. We got OGs. We got everything, man. Yeah.
Grand Rapids during my lifetime has changed and grown a lot. Like recently, one good thing to touch on is coming back and seeing an amphitheater here. Coming back and exploring the Amway, you know. I know that's always been there. You know, it's been here for years. Seeing our nature parks, you know, and then our community. Seeing our just kind of the whole, you know, community and everything inside of it growing. You know, coming together. You know, installing new things, businesses. You know, bringing new people in. Bringing new businesses, bringing new areas, bringing new restaurants in, just kind of trying to, you know, touch on certain things that stand out, you know, for people who are local here and people who would want to, you know, come and visit our city. I know that's, you know, especially with the people I speak with too, that I've spoken with over the time and the time that I've been here, just kind of hearing their perspective on what it is that our city brings to them. You know, kind of helps me get an idea of what it's like to, you know, live here more so as well. So that's it. What makes people of Grand Rapids unique is we got a lot of talent. That's one thing. A lot of artistry here. There's a lot of culture. Our culture runs deep. There's not a food place that I haven't been to that, you know, that may have been different in another area, but it's still, you know, we got that here. So our food culture runs deep. We got a lot of mixed cultures when it comes to the people here. You know, we touch on a lot of that. You know, there's not just, we don't just focus on one thing. You know, we focus on multiple things. I like that. We try to, you know, bring a good, just a good community, good culture base. We bring a good deliverance overall. So I enjoy that really well.
Man, Grand Rapids has gotten so much bigger than, like, there's so many buildings that are coming up, and they're building this amphitheater that's gonna be crazy that I hope I get to perform on at some point in time in my life, you know. I performed at almost every venue that they have in Grand Rapids, besides Mojo's. That's the only place I've ever performed at. And it's crazy. I performed at the Van Andel. I performed at the Boss Hall. I performed at, you know, I can name off so many, the Brick House that back in the day we used to have parties there. Freaking the Bob. I mean, everywhere. I performed at everywhere. And I just want to be able to perform at the amphitheater down there. And that's like the biggest thing that would be like a dream to me. But the city is just, it's crazy how big it's getting right now. You know, and because it's getting bigger, we're getting more diverse people coming here because there's colleges and we got college kids coming down and starting to do things with us. And the diversity is just, it's amazing. I'm seeing a lot of like melting pot. People are getting along now, you know? It's great. I think that we have our own way of doing things, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, you know, because we kind of have like different communities. And one of the things that I love about myself, just to be honest, is that I can blend in at any kind of community for the most part. You know, I had a crew, you know, shout out my crew, Underground Tribe, but I kind of move by myself, you know, because I go out and I don't really have people that hang out with me on a regular basis. I do, but you know, if I go out, I'm usually by myself, and I end up, you know, meeting up with people out there, and that's how I've gotten to meet so many different people and so many different crews, you know, uh, like. Just recently, before I moved here to this apartment, you lived on the west side, and I used to have parties like every day. Like, it was nonstop. You know, I was living in the city. I was on National and Sibley. Shout out National and Sibley House, because I know a lot of people who used to come to that house and party with me. But that's just one of the things that we used to do. You know, we got this place wants to be open 24/7, even though there's not spots to be open 24/7 right now. You know, it's just crazy. People like to party out here. That's why I say.
I mean, that's a good question. That's a good question, bro. Like, Grand Rapids is on a steady rise, always, constantly, consistently, always on a rise. I mean, just look at the amphitheater they just made. That's going to create a whole new, you know, section for growth for everybody. I mean, it's going to create jobs, work for people. It's going to create opportunity for shows for people. Like, I mean, just in the last 5 years, I mean, it's almost like every time I hit the S curve, that's another high rise going up. You know, I mean, it's just a sense of community. You know, I feel like it's growing more. And I mean, just like that too, you know, Grand Rapids was voted #1 for best place to raise a family, what, like 3 years in a row or something like that. And I mean, don't fact check me, but fact check me, you know what I'm saying? So, but definitely, I think what makes the people of Grand Rapids unique is their sense of, like, what makes them unique is their sense of creativity and individuality. I feel like, you know, every state has their own things. I mean, I've done traveled across the country, you know, been to Mexico, all types of places, and everybody has their own niches and own creativity, own creative different things, you know. But I feel like Grand Rapids in particular, people aren't afraid to express themselves out here, and that's one thing that I've always appreciated, because they do what they want to do. I mean, people dress how they want to dress, you know, and a lot of people just don't care, don't give a fuck. I mean, just keep it real, like, you know, and that's how it should be to an extent, you know. Like, if you're out here showing love and doing what you love and stuff, who cares who's watching? Who cares who's looking? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like a lot of people out here, they're on that same frequency. It's like, you know, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do how I want to do. I'm gonna be who I want to be regardless. And I think that's a mindset that more people could pick up on. So
We all got different fucking styles. Me, like, you got comedy, you got all types of shit. Martial arts, niggas doing everything you can think of, like, besides selling drugs or shooting motherfuckers. Look, it's everywhere. It's pulling up with style. You a style. Shit.
When I left Grand Rapids, it was already for that fledgling. And every time I come back, they always building something. Grand Rapids is a progressive city. My uncle, he a member of Public Enemy. He the drummer, Bobby Campbell. And I remember when Chuck D and they came down to Grand Rapids. Well, I was down there, and Chuck, when he looked at Grand Rapids, he was like, "Man, this is them a matriarch city. You know, this is old money. You know what I'm saying? The buildings, you know, really, when I first went to Grand Rapids, downtown is like a play city. You know, it's big as a mug. The city, you know, everything big, but it kind of got a small, you know, play feel to it. And it's always growing. So the change is Grand Rapids is a place that don't stop growing. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely the biggest city in Michigan. I think in the next 10 years, it's probably going to be, you know, a hub of media and entertainment for sure. It go back to what I was saying before. I think it's when we talk about race, there's two things about Grand Rapids that make it unique to me. I think people non of color, I think is unique for the way that I feel like white people help people up there. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was never an issue. Anytime I came with a plan, it's always a white woman like, you know what? I got an opportunity for you. You know, I think that's unique. You don't just go anywhere and people looking to help you, you know. So I think that's unique part. The second unique part is talent. Is like it's unlimited levels of talent. When I was there, we had videographers, graphic designers. I think we correlated, we created a circle so you can see how talented Grand Rapids was. Because it was crazy amount of graphic designers. Everybody got a business. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's from videographers to graphic designers to rappers to poets. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had an intellectual mind. You know, okay, we're gonna start a Loaded Spud. We're gonna start a, you know, they thinking big. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of easier to get the people in Grand Rapids to focus on generational wealth because I think they was already kind of raised with that. Most people that I know, like you know, you come from a child. That's important. You know, you're the type of people who made me want to have children. Because I understood that I could raise what I wanted by seeing y'all. Because y'all are exactly what y'all was raised to be. You understand what I'm saying? So I wanted that for myself. You know, I understood that that was an important element, you know, to generational wealth to actually have somebody. And even like you may not be doing exactly what your parents, you know, put you on a path to, but who you are, the greatness that's in you, that's exactly what they proud of. They wanted you to be exactly that. So like with my children, I know no matter what they do, they definitely gonna be entrepreneurs. They definitely gonna have a mind of greatness, and they definitely gonna go after that. And I'm gonna be behind them 100%.
Oh, it's changed a lot. They're open their people are opening their eyes to more different cultures and different ideas, and you know, it's just you have a good idea, a new idea, they're very willing to support you here. That's what I like about it. They're their own people, you know. They talk the way they talk. They don't have their, you know, they don't take anybody's slang or, you know, they just have their own way of living. And it's a big enough city where you can, you know, find yourself. You know, we get a little bit of everything here. So it's like, you can be slow or you can be super fast. How you want to play?
Man, it grown tremendously, bro. From, neighborhoods looking way better now. Our downtown is bigger. It's growing out. So it's, you know what I'm saying? They put more stuff down there. They're bringing more stuff to the city, like art prize. That's one thing that I could say we got going for us. People coming from all around the world, you know what I'm saying, to come to our little space of Michigan, you know what I'm saying? So throughout the years of me being here and growing up here, man, we just grown tremendously, bro. Like, literally. I think we got our own style, man. That's what makes us unique. We got our own style. We got our own slang. A lot of people say, you know, we get, you know, Cardi's, that's a Detroit thing. Yeah, it's still a Detroit thing, but it's still Michigan. I feel like we kind of move at our own pace and we got our own style. That's what makes us unique. If we go somewhere, people gonna know we not from there. You know what I'm saying? It speak volumes. When you from Grand Rapids, you know, it's easy to show it, you know?
A lot, technology-wise. We got the internet. The internet is growing every day. So, you know, Grand Rapids, it was started off small, of course, and then now it's growing because we have more people from out of town coming here and noticing us. You know, as a community, we came together, I feel like, to build, you know, the city of Grand Rapids up. And so I feel like in the next 5 years, it's gonna be so much bigger than it is now. So yeah, definitely being themselves, having the personality, like I said, coming here and experiencing the difference. I feel like this shop has a big personality. Everyone has their own personality and their own, you know what I'm saying, talent. So yeah,
it's changed a lot because you see the rent done went up sky high, like as far as like everywhere. Like at one point it was it cost a lot to live like on the outskirts, like Kentwood, Wyoming, Caledonia, places like that. That was the outskirts of Grand Rapids. But with Now all of a sudden, the price is sky high, and on in the urban areas where we grew up at, the price it's like the same. So, and the housing market is crazy, you know. So that's what I've seen change over the years for sure. Just that no stop, keep going wherever they go, wherever city, state they is, they definitely get it in. We gonna make it happen. We gonna make $1 out of 15 cents for sure.
Grand Rapids has grown a lot. It's a lot packed. It's a lot congested here. A lot of cars, a lot of traffic, a lot of people. I just see it changing every day. The city's definitely grown, and it became a problem. Things take longer to get to now. Grocery stores take longer. Going to the hospital, it's a longer trip. You know, the city's definitely growing. I see a big future for Grand Rapids. It's a good family city if you raised in the right neighborhood. But it's definitely growing. The outskirts is really jammed up. The inner city's jammed up, and there's a lot more damn police. The fact that they can hate the way they do. Everybody got their own way of hating. Again, it's just a lot of negativity around here, and no one could polish nothing. Again, just a lot of haters, man. It's just a lot.
What makes them unique? Well, I think Grand Rapids has its own sound and its own aesthetic because it's between Chicago and Detroit. And so it kind of draws from bigger cities, but then it combines it into its own type of flavor. So if you really listen to the sound of Grand Rapids, it sounds different than the other places. It's like a combination. Some people in Grand Rapids like the South, and so they go do more like musically, they do more Southern vibe. Some people are attracted more to like the Detroit vibe, and some people like Chicago house music. So I think it's a real combination. So it's kind of like a little jambalaya of stuff.
People that's unique. It's only a handful of them. You one of them. We get up out of here and come back and try to do some things. So that's kind of unique to go get a different experience and try to bring it back here. And that's one way. I got different ways. That's a good way to really put it in a nutshell. That's unique that people can go out this city, out this state, and come back and try to bring, some of their blessings to it,
So the way it's grown is that this cat that they don't give credit. Well, a couple of cats. One born and raised here, so I'm gonna give him respect for it. Robert S. This cat went up the political ranks, and he figured out a way without getting caught to create avenues for everybody to then slot in and build from hip hop. Like we got a lot of hip hop opportunities independently. A couple $100 paydays here, there, a couple events you can make it for 100. That's better than nothing. That's better than nothing. But then this cat from Atlanta, and the Detroit cat came here and gave him a blueprint. And then the powers that be, the people that typically look white, they took their money and made it look like a white Atlanta here. So now it is more opportunity. So I'm happy about that. You know what I mean? Just to get that out there. Because shout out to the fighting Mayweathers. I don't want to leave none of them out. Justin, Floyd Sr., Uncle Roger, rest in heaven, Jeff, Latanya, Stacy. I mean, I can keep going on. I don't even want to leave no Mayweather out. But what Grand Rapids taught me, like the Mayweathers, that we can be champs with nothing. Like certified, I'm certified hot rod on the hook in hip hop. Might not be nobody to you, but to them people that matter, I made something out of myself, man, from nothing. So you can be from nothing and actually make something. Rest in heaven, the big and Pac, you can really do it. That's what this place allowed me to prove. I'm living proof of it. You know what I mean? Check out some of our projects certified. You'll see we #1 for a few years in a row, and I came from nothing. I ain't ashamed of it. You know what I mean? I'm still here. Because there's too many people that ain't got nothing. I need to come back and help them. I hope they get something.
Okay, so who's inspired me most from a from music standpoint in this city? My peers that I work with, I have good chemistry that builds passion and excitement about a project, whatever it is that you're working on. So you have clarity with the vision. I think, the biggest thing is you always get influenced by people, probably from not necessarily the city that you're from, based on what you want to achieve. But if there's people there's a video, what's up, man?
Yeah, y'all can.
If there was somebody that influenced me in the city, it would be my local peers. Moe, people that worked the radio station, back in the day. Eric O'Brien, Brian Holmes did a great job on his execution of the show, better than anybody. Such a dedicated dude, and the list goes on. There's a lot of people, so yeah.
I'm gonna say Brittany Sylvester. I went into high school with her in Ottawa. I went to while I was in cosmetology school, she was going to the same school, ICA, to be a nail tech. Seeing her be a mother, entrepreneur, a nail tech, a host, yes, pop-ups. She a prize for all of the doula. I think, what is she, either a doula or a breastfeeding consultant? She's like credited through, I don't know, she has like so many different credentials, and like we're almost the same age, so it's like, if you could do it, I could do it too. And she's like, you go China, let's get it. And I'm really inspired by her. And her cooking is fire. Yes, amazing. Lemonade, fresh squeezed lemonade at that.
Ronald McDonald, because he showed me that if you put your mind to it, you can own a bunch of McDonald's and become a millionaire.
Rick Raspberry. I'll tell you why. Rick Raspberry, single-handedly behind the scenes, has been responsible for a lot of things that you see still going on right to this day. It's not my place to say the business, but I know some of it, and I commend Rick, and I learned a lot about him. He was able to learn something from me and my brother Malik. He learned that they didn't have a black Chamber of Commerce here in Grand Rapids. When I interviewed him for our Intense Heat magazine, we went out to Wolf games, and he didn't know that. So that was something that he took from us that we learned. I learned from Malik, and he took it, and now there's a black Chamber of Commerce here in Grand Rapids. Like,
man, I have many inspirations, but if I'm gonna be completely honest, probably my brother and his best friend, you know what I'm saying? They was rappers, so New Concept, Vic Williams, Chris Cross, they was my heroes when I was a kid. Even though I learned to dance from the dang DJ and they had backup dancers, I'm a little mad about that. We still talk about that.
I would say my family. I think we are the biggest family, the Staten family, and the Witherspoons. Like, those are my families. They inspire me the most because, first of all, I love my family, but my family they're known here. Every time somebody find out who my family is, they're like, man, that's a million of y'all. But the reason why they inspire me is because, first of all, we're very close knit, and I've always told people, that my family can have a big family gathering and it'd be no fights, no arguments, no nothing like that. That's inspiring to me because it makes me feel, like I can go there for peace. If I have any trouble anywhere else in the world, I come around my family, I don't have to worry about that. But like I said, they're big. There's different elements of everything, and in my family, with the music, with sports, and all that. I look at these. I keep these on my wall right here. One of my uncles, he died a couple of years ago. This was his guitar, one of his guitars. His first guitar I ever had. He taught me. And then this is my other uncle, his brother. My Uncle Bernard stayed, and this is the bass that he gave me a week before he died. He gave me my first bass and then my last bass, and then mine in the middle. So it represents, just that line, just the people who have poured into me. So it's inspiring to me. My younger cousins that's doing it, my siblings, my children, all them, everybody who had a hand in helping me to become who I am now, and I appreciate that a lot. And then not just the Statons and Witherspoon, but even my father and others. I don't take it for granted, that they all played a role in, who I become.
most, man, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna say Moe McCoy because I know Moe McCoy. I know you get a whole lot of hate, and you ain't never give up on nothing you did. You steady trying, and doing, and something gonna fucking work. And I done seen you do this shit since I started when I was like 16. And you was like, a couple years older than me, so you like a little bit, like, a little big brother, kind of a big brother musically. And I be getting inspired from you doing the movies, documentaries. You inspired me to create my documentary to proceed with caution and get my sons in there and just document everything from growing up, because I got into the car crash and I ain't know, if I was gonna make it or not. So he inspired me to keep, keep going, keep putting this content out. And I also got to start going live too, because you told me that like plenty of times, getting comfortable being in front of the camera. Others, people is Hot Rod, because a lot of people don't give him his flowers. I done seen Hot Rod take his shirt off his back as well as you. People use him. He kept going, making connections. And both y'all too, man. Shout out to Manchild too. Shout out to Shadow, because I came up under them. Kevin, KP Parks. Let me see who else. All the other producers, Pee Wee Green. I got a beat from Pee Wee Green too. And DJ Head, he the one who told me to link up with Pee Wee like years ago when I was walking. And I finally got a beat from Pee Wee like for the last 2 years. And we trying to come together to collab on some beats and stuff, so we can ship the mugs out of town or something. But yep, on McCoy, Hot Rod on the hook, Manchild, KP, my bro Tank Dog, because he the one who started rapping before me. So I was like, oh, big bro, you went to the studio, man? You had to take me to the real studio. Shit. All right, one other dude, my homeboy Fred, aka Lies. He stayed on the street. He one of the first people I knew that had a studio, and he taught me how to use his keyboards. And you know what I'm saying? And I ain't give him enough credit in my documentary, because sometimes you be wanting to shout out everybody, you don't want to miss nobody. So I definitely got to give a shout out to my homeboy Fred, aka Lies, because he one of the first ones who let me in the studio and showed me how to work his keyboard, and I've been going hard ever since.
Man, so Hot Rod, man, I gotta give him his flowers. Without him, I don't know where the fuck I would be, man. Like, he's shown me a lot of roads, brought me to people, and brought me inside doors that people can't even dream of fucking getting in, man. And like, it's really surreal, honestly. Like, something I can't even speak on, but like, this man has shown me a lot and taught me a lot, and he got a good heart on him, and that's one person. There's a lot of other ones, But Moe McCoy, man, I'm shooting this film right now, bro. Like, he's been doing this thing, traveling. Like, I'm trying to get like you, bro. There's a lot of them. I can't leave nobody out. It take forever to fucking give us all. But that'd probably be the most top I can say off the top of my head. It'd be Hot Rod, man.
Well, we talking about DJs, because I'm a DJ, like shout out to DJ Head and Larry Bodax. They was doing it before me, you know what I'm saying? So I figured I step my game up and go hard just like they was going hard, DJ Head, he was, with the Gangsta Grills down in Atlanta. He was with a lot of famous people when he was coming up, and that's inspired me, to DJ for a famous artist. You hear what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
I mean, there's a lot of people that, I met in this city, so I've been inspired by just, whoever I shared a time in my life, whether it was a struggling point, whether it was a time in my life where I was growing through something, or a time in my life that, I was just kind of, learning my city a lot more. I share, there's been many of people that inspired me, so that question would be, kind of one of those things where many people in this city have inspired me over time, and I'm grateful for those people and that I've got to cross paths with them.
My pops, man. Macaroni. Shout out my pops all day. Because and my mom too, but what I'm saying? Like, as far as music is concerned, my dad put me on. Like, I didn't know how big of a person that he really was until he was gone, because I had so much animosity and anger growing up with him. But I spent so much time with him and learned so much more information than I could possibly take in. And unfortunately, I didn't heed some of the things that he said. You know what I mean? And I feel regretful right now because I could be doing something way different than what I'm doing right now. You know, other than DJ, like I put on shows and stuff like that too. But you know, I had a point. There's a point in my life where I just was extremely depressed. You know, and I couldn't do nothing, and I just sat in the house and just was depressed, and I didn't want to do anything, and I just think about my dad, and he would always say, "Hold yourself up," and he would do this, and that was the thing that like, hold yourself up, and he'd always have me say, "See, you can," you know what I mean, and that's one of the most important people that I've ever had in my entire life, because he taught me how to be business minded. He taught me how to throw events. He taught me how to just be who I am today and be a good person. Right. Yeah, macaroni. Yeah.
I guess it just really depends on like what we're talking about. I mean, music wise, like there's an artist out here named Malik Jordan. I don't know if you're familiar with Malik, but he's got bars. Like he's cold with the flow. He's cold with the lyrics, the bars, and I think watching his growth definitely has inspired me a lot, because not only is he a lyricist, but like he's a lyricist, and I think that's really important nowadays, especially with all the hip hop music and like the direction that it has been taken in the past few years with all like, you know, mumble rap and all this kind of stuff. You know, no hate, no disrespect. You know, people are gonna do what they want to do regardless. That's their craft and stuff. But like, definitely Malik definitely has a big part to play in that. I love to watch his growth and his words and stuff. So, but as far as like, man, influence and stuff, like there's just so many beautiful artists out here, man. It's really hard to say one. I mean, Sonny Ski's another one too. Just watching his growth and stuff, you know, watching him get to where he was and where he is now. I mean, that's an inspiration in itself, you know. So, I mean, shout out, mad love to both of those people. Another one is my personal friend Bonnie. She goes by Be Water Woo. She is the most creative, like, individual uniqueness. There's nothing that she cannot do. Like, you put something in front of her face, you tell her something's about to do, and she'll do it like that. Okay, she don't want to talk about it, she'll do it. I think that she's been a big inspiration in my life, like, forever, and always has been, always will be. So definitely Be Water Woo. Check her out. It's art by Bonnie. Definitely check her out on Instagram too. So
honestly, I'm gonna say you, Moe McCoy. Matter of fact, I still got one of your punchlines in my head. You don't believe me?
What?
I'll make your demon drop. See the point?
Ooh. Yeah, that was a cold
that
one.
Back. See the point?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, there's a lot. I would say I'm inspired by Moe Money McCoy. Like I said, is to see a young person. That's always inspiring to me. A young person, once you get the mind of a young person to see himself in greatness, and then he acting on that every day, that's an inspiration. That empowered me. Fireproof, you empowered me on that. Ran Rue, you know, he another person. He empowered me because, see, just the humbleness of being great and not really tripping about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm great and I'm finna help other people be great, you know, and not really feel competitive, you know, towards people. I'm not from Grand Rapids, so I didn't know y'all before that. So we gravitated because of the energy of greatness that we got in our mind, you know, and the like-mindedness on that level. So I would say Ran Rule, definitely you. I would say GC 24K, Mike Buxton, you know what I'm saying? We was locked up there. Anthony Stubbs, definitely. That's my man. We did so much together. Me and him was locked up together. So when we was locked up, we was both writing books, coming up with what we was gonna do. And you know, he was from Grand Rapids. He made me like, you know, I'm gonna come in Grand Rapids and check you out. So when I got out first, you know what I'm saying? So when I got out and went up there, did a lot of things. He came out, you know, and we did a lot of things with the Trouble Head, Trouble Behind, you know what I'm saying? So that's another inspiration. Definitely Anthony Stubbs. That's probably, like I said, I would say that's my big brother.
I mean, when I first got here, man, some older barbers kind of inspired me, like all the barbers and, you know, Jody and what was the guys, Cool and QB and Scipio and all these bigger barbers, Jamie Cole. These were barbers that I was looking up to when I first got here, and they had license and they had clientele, and I was trying to get in that game, so they kind of inspired me to go hard so I could get my shit like they was at the time. You know what I'm saying? And all the other stuff that just came with me cutting hair first?
I mean, a lot of people, but I would say the people that's closest to me, I would say definitely Daryl from Rockstick Arms, DeMarcus, which I would imagine he probably gonna be on here. He owned a dugout and he owned a jewelry store. Mikey Buxton, and I'm naming all entrepreneurs. I'm naming people who own businesses and that are successful doing these businesses. You know what I'm saying? Those are three people that I can name. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm real big on business, real big on you owning your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? And those are some of the people that I can physically talk to and see. I know a lot of people might say Floyd, you know what I'm saying, which is he's from here, but you don't see him every day. You can't talk to him like that. I'm talking about people you can actually go and see, go to their businesses and see them there doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those would be three of the people. Yeah.
Definitely DeMarcus over here, because I always want to cut hair, and so he gave me an opportunity. Because when I first seen him, I was like, one day I want to cut hair. I seen him gradually growing throughout the years, so that made. Then he gave me a big opportunity to actually show my talent. So to me, that's a blessing.
Gotta be you, Moe McCoy. Like I said, when I met you when I was in high school. It was you and Jay, GRTV. I seen you on GRTV, and about a week later, I went to a Young Life event, and I met y'all. That next week, y'all had me in Chicago. I didn't even go to my high school prom. I said, it's prom tonight. I said, man, I'm going to Chicago with my people. They got a show, man. We going to Chicago. And we had some fun out there in Chicago that weekend. And I don't regret nothing.
Oh, wow. I would say, inspired me probably, I would say, some of my homeboys, some of my family members. Some of my homeboys is real good. They keep me uplifted. They tell me they love me. People that say they love you. My father was one that really inspired me, so I would say my father.
Oh wow, I've had a lot of inspiration from my city, but probably Paul Collins, the artist, the visual artist. Being a visual artist, to be able to see where he was able to take his art all over the world, all over the city. He's in a lot of municipal places, hospitals, hotels. So it's cool. You can pop up anywhere and see a Paul Collins painting, and he did it all from Muskegon and Grand Rapids. So yeah, I would say Paul might be number one, but there's others.
Vito inspired me. My uncle Howard used to be in a group called Captain Crunch and the Funky Bunch. I think they still doing this thing. That's been an inspiration. Got cousins that play sports in the city. People like that trying to do little things. That's inspiration. But most I say V, my bro.
Well, it's a couple cats and a couple ladies, so I try and keep it brief. One of the cats from Fireproof TV, his name is filmmaker Moe McCoy. I seen this brother, man, do things independently without robbing people, like picking up guns. That's what we do. We from Gun Root. Without picking up a gun, running your house, trying to take everything. I seen him figure it out on his own with what God gave him, like Floyd Mayweather did. He took absolutely nothing. His hands, his feet. You have to be one of the greatest in the world. And then I'm watching Moe McCoy do that. So that, right? Another woman, it's a woman from New Orleans that came here. I seen her build a whole family of people, believing in God and walking straight. Shout out to Shakita Clay. I seen her do that. I seen it, right? I could go on my mama Lynn, Vanita Scott, Cobbins, who I see have absolutely nothing to get me where I'm at. So I'm inspired by people like that. I want Miss Minnie, Miss Turner, Miss Edmondson. These are teachers, you know what I'm saying? People like that, women like that. Miss Suge and Gail Williams, rest in heaven, Aunt Bunny, like that, people like that. Dooney and Tom, they mothers.
Miss Matthew.
Yeah, Queen Eva Matthews, they help me, man. Them women.
I hope to see the continuation of some uniqueness, the uniqueness that is today, some uniqueness that resonates, continues, and remains, so it is something that's recognizable in the future. Something that, so it's not just some cookie cutter, you just go anywhere, everything's pretty much the same. You know, you don't want that. You want the landscaping stuff, like the way the terrain is, the water, the structures, the space that's still available. Maybe that's a good thing to leave at some spots, right? Like, you want things to remain as much as possible, and improve at the same time what is currently here. We can only sustain what's available to us from resources, but we can make the most of them. But we have to keep things constant, and that is some of the stuff that we got to keep the same.
I hope to see more knowledge about mental health, even if it's just acknowledgement with my black and brown people. We really don't talk about, you know, our mental health. We kind of tuck it away, and it comes out in other areas. I take classes and cohorts on generational traumas and, you know, what we hold on, how it affects our next generation. Everyone's so confused right now, but we're secretly holding in our mental health issues when we actually are screaming for help. So if I gotta put my name down on the contract, I'm gonna do it. So the art of mental health coming soon.
Less people eating Ronald McDonald's food because it's poison. That's how he became a millionaire.
I would like to see things with the police better, because it's scary. It's scary. You got people with mental health issues. Mental health is important. You got people with mental health issues who don't need to be locked up. They need to be on their medication or in a place where they can get treated the way that they need to be treated, instead of misinterpreted or misunderstood by police, who, in my understanding or my opinion, I don't think they get enough critical training on how to deal with the different people in the different communities. Because when I watch the little cop show, when they interact with white people, it's a little more friendly. It's a little more open-handed, you know, versus two black people get pulled over, you know, they come in with their hand on their gun and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And why? Why? And then if you try to enact on any of the rights that you are known to have as a citizen, if you try to enact on any of that, they're going to treat you even worse. You know, it's happened to me. So I'm talking from experience.
I hope to see somebody actually blow from here that's giving back to here, they're coming back here, not scared to be here.
I hope that Grand Rapids can get to a place where people recognize, you know, that there's great things here, and, you know, people want to live here because they know that it's booming in certain areas, whether it be business, whether it be music, whether it be sports, whatever. But I also want to see us get to a point where the crime is, you know, where we can go and have fun and don't have to worry about people coming and shooting up things and fights and things like that. I think that's necessary. I think it makes people afraid to go and have some fun.
Man, I want to see everybody that deserve to be on top, be on top. I want to see everybody make it. No matter what it is they do, I don't care if you're a cook, you got a restaurant, you're another producer, you're a rapper, you're a singer, entrepreneur, whatever it is. I see a lot of people doing something, man. We just need to come together a little bit more, support each other, get in each other's skits, movies, documentaries, because you see how they doing it online, they coming together, they're working together. So, you know, just come together and support each other more. You know, you might have a platform, I got a platform, so let's collab on something and put it on both our platforms, see where it goes. You know, y'all gotta stop hating on each other and stop coming together. Come together, do your skits, you know, nowadays it's content. So, you know, we're in the content era, so gotta get on them cameras, do the skits, documentaries, whatever it is, support each other. I see it's coming because there's too many people saying the same thing, and eventually we gonna get together and the right one's gonna lock in. It's over. I feel it coming within the next 2 years.
Man, so I hope to see a lot of more collaboration Hope to see a lot more shows, a lot of authentic love. I hope to see everyone coming together. We route back to that. That's the root. And just hoping to see everyone have a good time, man. And stop, fuck the violence. Stop worrying about politics. Like, just worry about yourself, your family, and your circle, man. And just keep going.
I hope we all come together, like build a community. We got a great community. Everybody coming together, not hating on each other so much. Everybody just be on the same page. Like, it's been the same way for a long time in the city, man. Like, if we all come together, ain't no city gonna be able to stop us. You know what I'm saying?
I hope to see for the future of Grand Rapids is that we just keep attracting people from, across the, our country. I see a lot of people come in, and I hope we can keep inviting more people in, and that we're able to bring what everybody's expecting within our city. I know we're known as Beer City, so that's a good thing. We used to be known for churches and all that. I've seen a lot of things, grow within the church community. I've seen a lot of things grow within the venue scene, the food scene, all that. So that's important that we keep delivering that in those areas, and that our breweries keep continuing to grow. Our church community continues to grow. Our food culture continues to grow. Our people within here continue to grow and inspire the people to come. I believe that's it's a good thing as well, that we try to deliver to the people who come to our city. I know a lot of people, like when I'm out and about walking, a lot of people who haven't been here before, they'll ask me questions about like what's good to check out, where's good areas, good nature parks, just good areas in general that they want to see that, they may have not seen in their city, or maybe it's just a different experience for them in our city compared to theirs.
What I hope to see is the electronic music community link up with the hip hop community, because I just did a show this Friday. It was called Cough Up the Tunes. Shout out Cody Cough. But we had rappers, and I DJ'd, and I played EDM, and he had rappers after that. You know what I'm saying? And then we had another DJ play out there, and then he had another rapper after that. And DJ, it was just crazy, man. That was and the energy in that place was so nuts. Like, the people all the artists that were there were all supporting each other and showing each other love. It was the dopest show that I've been to in a long time.
The future of Grand Rapids, I definitely want to see more unification, like 100%. Like, there's way too much talent out here to be wasted, and I feel like there's way too many beautiful, creative artists out there that just need to come together and just build and grow together. A lot of them are doing their solo thing, and that's respect, but like, more unification. I want everybody to come together and just like help each other build, grow. I ain't got it right now, you ain't got it right now, then like, let's get it together, so like, most definitely that is an important one. And I hope I'm not the only one saying it, and I doubt that I am, because once we start speaking and frequencies start coming together, and then we start connecting and vibing, that's just how it is. So we're elevated to that level of 5D right now. We're just talking and communicating right now, but unification, bro. We want to bring us together. So,
man, to be honest, this is my straight up answer. Support for health clinics, because a lot of motherfuckers running around here humping on each other. Ain't nobody getting checked. We need to get support community where people can go and on the low, and get themselves checked out, because a lot of motherfuckers just humping. Ain't nobody getting checked and wondering, how I get this, and you don't know it was from bitches 3 years ago, itching and trying to hunt the whole down. But hopefully more clinics. God is
What I hope to see is that, I think just like what you're trying to do, and a lot of other brothers trying to do, is create a culture that's more just put together more, so we can have the money funneling into one area so we can do more. Like, there's a lot of people doing things, but you don't have a company. You don't have that one, conglomerate that's really financially bringing us all together. You know what I'm saying? So if we can have, it don't matter who it is. I remember when 50 came to Grand Rapids, everybody was, but sometimes it don't be that. It's just gonna take somebody who is the conglomerate that sees all of this talent and able to bring us all together. Like I said, we all individually doing our own things, but to collectively be able to do a project, me, you, everybody, because to make a movie, you need a lot of people. So yeah, if we can collectively all get together to create things that, you know, push the city as a whole and put a spotlight on what everybody else doing, like what you doing with the documentary. That's putting a spotlight on the city as a whole, but you got individuals that's doing stuff that people can put a spotlight on. So what you doing, but I think even at a level, like I said, corporate wise, a company, we either create a company, or a company comes that actually, you know, got the resources to that we all can believe in at one time, you know. Because we all kind of doing our own thing, but like I said, when you got a person like, let's say, 50 Cent, he gonna bring everybody together because he got the financial resources to, more money gonna come. It ain't gonna be no question, you know, of Mo coming, or if I'm coming, or Rand coming, of everybody, you know, coming together, because, you know, this conglomerate is gonna, you know, put all of us where we want to be on another level.
I hope that amphitheater make us grow big. I would like the downtown. I would like to see more entertainment coming here, bigger entertainment, more housing, because everybody trying to move here. It's not enough housing. You feel me? But and just some more of a nightlife. I want to see the nightlife grow. Because when I get off work, I'm looking for more lounges where I don't have to stand up and party. I want to sit back. I've been standing up all day long. Can y'all get us somewhere where we can relax, kick back, have us a mean ass meal, have a waitress bring us our food on the couch, show us some of that, and that's what I'm looking for.
Man, I hope we get more entertainment. I feel like as of late we haven't had too much entertainment. I know they just built the big outside concert stadium thing. I think that's pretty dope. So that's one of the things I would say. More entertainment, like, you know, make it more fun for us. Make more stuff for us to go to. You know what I'm saying? And get out and about. We ain't got too much of that going on lately. So yeah.
Definitely expanding and hearing the name more around the world, not just, you know, Grand Rapids. You know, I want to hear it from Atlanta, from LA, from Florida. I want to hear everybody talking about Grand Rapids. And I honestly believe that that's going to happen in less than 5 years, you know, because it's already starting to happen, you know.
I want it to grow. I want all the hating to stop. I want people to just come together, get along, and just squash whatever they got with whoever and whatever, and we can take over like the big cities. You know what I mean? We already second largest city in Michigan.
If we could do this right, if we did it my way, I see hit makers everywhere. I see music artists everywhere. I see us all uniting, getting big globally, making a change for our city, putting back into our community to change our streets, get to these young men's heads, because everybody think that grabbing the gun is the answer, and it's not. And that's why we got the name Gun Rule. We need to change that narrative. Think of something positive that we can do for the kids, and find out how we can bring better energy to our youth and help the city grow into something that it should be, that we know that it can be.
Hopefully more concerted effort for industry, whether it's music industry, entertainment industry, where you can do it from here, where you don't need to go anywhere else to make it happen. Like a record company or a production company, publishing company, where the talent here can thrive without having to necessarily leave.
Man, hopefully some more movies come out of here, some good music come out of here, some game-changing music. Not no crap, you know, I don't want to call everybody music crap, but something that's going to like make an impact, something that's going to do something international, something that's just different musically, artistically, on the screen, like my man Mo do. Do that You're Okay documentary.
Man, I hope to see the light get shined on us, right? The hip hop light, so they can realize that it's black Eminems. People think Eminem the greatest lyricist of all time, but they're actually not accurate. First of all, that style came from Royce and them, so he was taught it. Not to shun nobody, but I'm saying if they shine the light on here, they'll find out we got black M&Ms, man. It's a bunch of us. But then the world gonna have to deal with us too. You know? And thanks for Andre 3000 for making the lane and Kendrick Lamar for making the lane where like when they shine the light on us, it'll make sense. People understand what we do.
I would want them to know that they created some of the most stable people in the world, that are the toughest, that are the glue of the meat and potatoes of what makes, and I believe this, what makes some of the greatest people that come from other areas know us, come through us, pass through us. We hold things together. Whether we shine or not, at the end of the day, we don't care. I think we're just all about working hard and putting it in, and I think that's what makes the city great. That's it.
If I could make it, anybody can. I've slept in cemeteries. I've slept in abandoned houses as a teenager. I've literally come from the mud to knowing so many people and, you know, being able to openly say, and I'm transparent, I need help. Can you help me? And so many people are like, I got you, girl. You know, sometimes you might find those ugly spirited people. But if you come here and you feel like you can't get no love, you're in the wrong circles.
There's people in the gypsum mines. There's ghosts. There's people down there. They got people down there right now. There's people in the gypsum mines. Watch out. They're taking people down there every day. It's the reptiloids. I seen them.
What I would want the world to know about this city is this city has got to be recognized for the greatness that's been coming from this city, in my opinion. Somebody may feel differently, and that's cool, they're entitled to that, but my opinion, you know, just like my hometown, Ben Harbor, Michigan, these are cities that help shape a lot of my understanding and reasoning and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? I've been in Grand Rapids for a long time now, and you know, this is where I'm at. Unless I go somewhere else just to visit, but as far as this is where I'm at. I'm comfortable here. I'm comfortable.
It's mega talented, super hard-headed, and you ain't gonna be able to stop it once you get there, so just let it in.
That there's a lot of talent here. You know, there's a lot of talent in Grand Rapids. And I mean, I've been privy to hanging with a lot of people that, you know, add to that. A lot of the rappers, a lot of the singers, musicians. You know, I grew up with pretty much knowing most of the musicians, and a lot of them kind of mentored my generation. And then we're mentoring other generations, but just being able to see, you know, that there is talent here, and it's not just Detroit. But that we have some major things coming out. I mean, you think about having Switch come out of Grand Rapids, and having Al Green come out of Grand Rapids, and having DeBarges coming out of Grand Rapids, and Adina Howard, you got Floyd Mayweather. You know, you have all these really, really heavy hitters that are coming out of Grand Rapids. So that, you know, tells us that we have the potential to be that and do that. The spotlight just isn't on us at this point.
Man, we got so much talent that's undiscovered. Man, if somebody came to Grand Rapids, y'all would put Grand Rapids on the map. Because we got too many hungry artists, too many hot producers. Y'all seen Wayne 616, he made producer of the, he beat hell of a beats in the contest. So man, with Grand Rapids, we got some monsters. So if anybody want to shine the light on Grand Rapids, the minute they do, it's over. But everybody got to be prepared too. You got to be prepared. You got to learn the business. Even if it's just the basics. Learn the business so that way when some shit take off or you do get into a situation, you know what's going on. So that way when the money gets coming or whatever, and you ain't got no money coming in like you thought you did, you can't blame nobody else because you're supposed to know the business. But Grand Rapids got some serious talent, some hungry artists, some hungry producers, and talented shit. So if y'all come to Grand Rapids, man, tap in, let me know, Moe McCoy, King Caution, Hot Rod. Cause all the mother up, no, I'm just playing, but yeah, Grand Rapids, man, you know, I ain't gonna handle nobody, I ain't gonna say nothing crazy, but we got some monsters, man. Y'all just gotta tap into Grand Rapids and get behind somebody. Get behind the right ones. There's a couple of them, couple of wrong ones got the bag, and they ain't doing right. But just tap in, man. There's a bunch of people out here in Grand Rapids that's like man, it's like a volcano ready to explode. All we need is just that one little, somebody just co-sign Grand Rapids. I know we got Floyd and all them, but man, we just need somebody else to just come in and just say, man, fuck it. What's going on in Grand Rapids? Who doing this and who doing that? I want to get behind Grand Rapids. And man, shit could take off. Just got to get the right person and the right group of people, get organized, and it's on. That's all we need.
I definitely think that it's a great place to be, but honestly, as much as I go away from it and try to travel and network outside, like it ain't the best because I'm from here. But that's what I feel like everyone says about where they're from, type shit. But Grand Rapids, like I said, it's a very arts-centered area. If you go to the U, people got beautiful lakes, everything like that. Like if you just want a good show, good vibe, you got a lot of good food here too, man. We're beer capital of the USA. Like that's what anyone really knows about GR. But man, we got a lot of good stuff. I feel like we take it for granted a little bit. I feel now that I'm thinking about it. It's like, damn, there's actually a lot of good stuff. Man, I be dogging it sometimes, but man, it's home though, you know.
Yeah, we up next. Well, we 2 hours away from Detroit, but we don't get the recognition as the Detroit artists. So I want the world to know Grand Rapids Gun Rule is up next. You hear what I'm saying? We definitely got the talent. Definitely got the artists, we got the DJs, we got movie actors, we got filmmakers. That's what I want the world to see. My city is up next. I want the world to know that Grand Rapids is a melting pot. We have a lot of talented individuals in this town, and we've actually set a lot of trends that people don't really know about. You know, people don't really know about Grand Rapids, even though like there's a lot of people that are from Grand Rapids. You know, like boxers like Chico, all the DeBarge family, you know what I'm saying? Like freaking Anthony Kiedis is from here. Like there's a lot of people don't know that type of stuff. So we actually have a lot of talent here. It's just that sometimes we have to leave Grand Rapids to actually have success, because in Grand Rapids, sometimes us artists don't really support each other. And that's one of the biggest things, is that we need to be able to support each other more often. So I just want to make sure that I stress that all artists need to support other artists, because we're all doing this shit because we love it, and it's not because we're all trying to be famous and make a lot of money, because sometimes realistically we're just out here trying to get bread, you know. And the way that we get bread is supporting each other's shows and just making sure that we're doing the right thing as individuals to be able to grow, you know.
Bro's watching, which the world always is watching, man. It's always eyes, bro. Always love, bro. But if I would want them to know one thing about Grand Rapids, it would be probably the food. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a big foodie, and shout out to Chef Kershaw. I don't know if you guys ever been out to Plainfield. He's got Mazizi's out there. They got a bomb-ass birria ramen out there, bro. Like, so good. He started off in a food truck, and he made his way. He's got a little shop down on Plainfield, right there by Quinn and Tootie's. It's called Mazizi's. Definitely check that place out. The food is delicious. Same as Chicago style gyros right there on Leonard, bro. Like there's so many good places to eat, and I mean, yeah, bro, food. Like I love if you got any recommendations on food, or you can point me in direction to someone who could cook, I'm there. So definitely let me know.
Every 3 blocks away, you can get some bomb-ass chicken wings. Every couple of blocks, you can get a wing or a thigh. Honestly.
I say it's full of it's next. Grand Rapids next. If there's any city in the Midwest with the talent and the resources to be next up, I think it's Grand Rapids. I think Grand Rapids can be the next Atlanta. You know, it can be the next California, Hollywood. You know, so I think there's enough talent. I think there's definitely enough the intellect there that. It go to the question before, if once it's that powerhouse who we all can look at and come together with, I think the whole world is going to know the genius is in Grand Rapids.
Man, this is the biggest growing city in America right now. You can look it up. It's big. It's not small. It's undeveloped. It's always space that you can build for all the philanthropists and the people that have that real money. If you come build out here, you gonna bust because people just waiting for shit to be built, and they gonna spend with you. So, and our economy is booming. So, come down here and get some of this money. We different over on the west side of the state.
If they was watching, I would want them to know, even though Grand Rapids is small, it has a lot to offer. Yeah, that's what I want people to know. Even though Grand Rapids is small, it got a lot to offer. For one, you go downtown, it's very scenic. Take your lady down there, it's very nice. You know what I'm saying? We got different clothing stores. We got a bunch of stuff here. So you know what I'm saying? Even though it's small, we got a lot to offer, man. Come people out, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Definitely that we're different. We're different, and they're gonna see us regardless. You know, I feel like since we have so much talent, we don't really have to try as hard. You know, I feel like if it's meant to happen, it'll happen, and it's going to happen.
It's a unique city. It's a lot of talent here, from you know, a lot of dark men, With the Kid, Floyd Mayweather, Dina Howard, all the DeBarges. Probably let's go on more than that, and you know, especially Fireproof. Definitely got to shout out Dr. Fields, Andre Fields at GRCC for sure. One of inspirations helped me out too in this. So yeah, and last but not least, Moe McCoy. I want to tell y'all, just whatever y'all do, just keep grinding and keep doing what you got to do, and never give up, and just keep making stuff happen, you know. And take care of your family, take care of them kids.
That I'm the greatest in it. Yeah, I'm the greatest up in this motherfucker. I make music, and I'm good at it. I would want them to know that I'm dope.
There's a lot of undiscovered talent, a lot of people with passion, looking to get heard or seen. And yeah, there's a lot of people here doing interesting things, from fashion to music, art, business. Yeah.
That we got some people that could make a very big impact musically, artistically, and politically. But you gotta come and witness it, because we can't get there.
That Grand Rapids, Michigan did not just produce Floyd Mayweather Jr., which is the greatest fighter of all time based on numbers, but it also had that for hip hop and music legends. Shout out to Switch, the DeBarge family, Al Green went to the schools here. And then when it comes to hip hop, Hot Rod on the Hook, I'm one of the greatest of all time to ever do it from an executive artist standpoint, right? With the lyrics too, but yeah, I want the world to know that they're some of the greatest. Also one of the greatest group y'all never heard. People think Salt and Pepper was the first, but Bebe and Patricia Banks was the first group called Run Girl Run, a female rap group that charted. It was right here from Grand Rapids. They don't give us our credit, you know what I mean? Shout out to Adam, Damon, Lil Mark, Preston, Boomps, Hot Rod on the Hook. We was one of the greatest groups of all time too. Mark Blakely, they couldn't deal with us, man. Please, shine the light on us, y'all, to see it ain't just Floyd Mayweather, man. It's a lot going on here. We could just put up that gun room mentality, man. You know what I mean? So we got a part to play in that too. How you gonna shine cameras on it? Because when they did, I think we did an HBO series. They shined a camera on us. We were shooting at each other, tripping, stealing police cars, snitching on each other. So, you know what I mean? It's probably gonna be hard for rap executives to come here. We gotta play our part too. Fuck that, shine the light on us anyway.
The Bishop, Moe McCoy, collaboration. Yeah. Let's go. Make money and keep it running. Stack high, never see keep it gunning. No breaks, no time for nothing. Make money and keep it running. Gym shoes me, I keep it stunting. Every bag I turn into something. Make money and keep it running. Came from the bottom, had to hustle in the rain. Every dollar that I touch, I invested in the game. Never stop moving, can't get stuck in one lane. City lights flashing while I'm dodging all this pain. Watch the snakes in the grass when the money start to grow. Friends turn foes when the bankroll show. When you keep your circle tight, your vision stays strong. Cause the grind don't stop, keeps going on and on. Make money and keep it running. Stack high, never see it coming. Life's fast, gotta keep it gunning. No breaks, no time for nothing. Make money and keep it running. Gym shoes me, I keep it stunting. Every bag I turn into something. Make money and keep it running. Late nights, early flights, no sleep, just playing.